My Hebrew brothers and sisters, 12 tribes of Israel scattered all over the earth. Welcome back. This is your Moreh Yeshua Ben Uriah Israel, and we just want to take this moment to thank you. Thank you so much for your subscriptions. Thank you. If you tried to subscribe and you got an error, try again. Try again. We're having some problem with the emailing system and some kind of, two different email accounts switching back and forth. I don't understand why, and try to get Google's help. I'm not sure I got any help, because what they're telling me is not basically working. So you just keep trying. But right now, based on our list that we have for the new subscribers, and let me just send out a thank you note to my brother and friend YAHUAH'S at the Ark in California. That is the Ark in California, and we just want to thank him and his congregations for subscribing. Okay, so we are at 612 right now, and so we have about 388 to go. Praise his name, praise his name, and we're hoping that we can get there soon. Praise his holy name, praise his holy name. Well, yesterday, the last session, we stopped at Psalm 3 verse 4. That's where we were. And the last thing we talked about was holy, the word holy in verse 4, Kodesh, which is the Hebrew word for holy, Kodesh. And this word is made up of 3 Hebrew alphabets: Kaf, Dalet, Shin, and this means a sacred place or a sacred thing, something that is set aside, something that is consecrated, dedicated, hallowed, the holiness, most holy, our sanctuary, set apart, something that is set apart, something that is sacred. Okay? All right. Look down with me now. And so in verse 4, he said, I cried unto Yahuwah with my I cried unto Yahuwah with my voice, and he heard me out of his holy hill. Right? So the word holy there, Kodesh. All right, look in verse 5, it said, I laid me down and slept. I awaked, for Yahuwah sustained me. Remember, he's running away from Absalom, his son, and all the people that are working with Absalom, his enemies. Right? And he ran away from Absalom, his enemies. He's in a real peculiar situation. But you know what? He was able to get some rest. He said he laid himself down and he slept. And all of this happened because he has Yahuwah on his side. He said, Yahuwah sustained me. Yahuwah kept me. My brothers and my sisters, I know that in your life journey, you have had situations like this when you have issues to deal with. And you turn to the right or to the left behind or in front of you, and no one is there to help. You are left alone. My brothers and my sisters, when you find yourselves in these kind of situations, the only remedy that you have, that I have, is turning to Yahuwah. From time every now and then I share a little bit of history of things that happened to me in California. When the situation started, because of the evil leaders, you know what? They organize it in such a way that the local, right, the base where I was, right, that the office there, that top leadership in the office, one or two of the members that were in the top leadership, they knew that things were not right, but they did not want to, you know, muddy the water, so they want to protect themselves, so they don't say anything. And even to some instances, they gave me, some of them were giving me like encouragement, right? But they knew that things were not right, okay? Now, the mission board that gave 75% of my support, when I call them, they're telling me that the base that's supposed to be looking out for my right, they were quiet. They were not saying much, and they have letter to prove that, you know, I did something immoral. And they said, what? I said, what? So they sent me a copy of the letter. I said, you prove to me what immoral thing did I do? And everybody was shocked. I said, yeah, because I said I am Hebrew. Because I said I am a Hebrew Israelite and I am supporting a Hebrew Israelite brother in his plight against you guys. Nowhere to turn. So you know what I did? I said, you know what? I'm going to leave them up to Yahuwah, and I'm going to pray and trust him. And let me tell you, my brothers, my sisters, in those moments, I was able to get some sleep. I started dealing with some issues that came up from the stress. You know what? I've never had asthma in my life. And during those days, I developed asthma. Of course, I have it under control. And it doesn't bother me anymore because, you know, Yahuwah healed me from that. But what I'm saying is that in verse 6, he said, listen what he said, I will not be afraid. I will not be afraid of 10,000 of people that have set themselves against me round about. So because Yahuwah is on our side, because Yahuwah is giving us the strength, the power, the Kodesh, holy life that we're trying to live for him. Praise his name. You don't get involved in anything unholy. During that time, you live holy, live right. Trust him. And my brother and my sister, he was able, he said, he's not afraid Afraid here is Yahweh. 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 Is Yahweh. That's what, in the Hebrew. And it is Yod, Resh, and Aleph, and it meaning to fear, to revere, to be frightened, to be afraid, to make afraid, and so the people that are coming up against you, you're so scared you reverence them. Oh my goodness. It doesn't talk about it like a terrible, something terrible, terribleness, a terrible thing. That's what afraid is. I like, there's a verse in the Psalm where David said, whenever time I'm afraid, I will trust in Yahweh. My brothers, that's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. The people here in verse 3:6, they say, will not be afraid of 10,000 of people. The people here is talking about, a matter of fact, is one word, and it is close. It is close to the Gentiles, definition. Ayin, Mem, there's two letters in the Hebrew alphabet. It's like saying like you're saying I, am. It talk about, it means people, people, a congregated unit of people, or a tribe, as those of, like we talk about the people of Israel, there were ancestors. Like it's a talk about a troop, we talk about a flock of men, or a nation, or people. Okay? So when he said he will not be afraid of 10,000 of people, that's what we're talking about. Okay? And in verse 7, this is what he said. Arise, O Yahuwah, save me, O my Elohim, for thou hast smitten all my enemies upon the cheekbones. Thou hast broken the teeth of the ungodly. So what he's saying here is that is asking Yahweh to rise up to help him. Right? Of course, Yahweh is helping him because, he's getting the rest that he needed, but the people are still after him, right? So you just can't give up. You just can't give up. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. And so he said, save me. And, Yosha is the Hebrew letter there, Yosha, and it has to do with the three letters that make it up. It says Yod, Shin, and Ayin, and it's saying there this meaning to be, to be open, wide, or free. Defend me, Yeshua. He said to be safe, to deliver. The pressure is on, right? But he said, rescue me, and then, he said that this word also is salvation. And salvation, or to save, or, is victory. And in verse 8, he said, salvation belongeth to to Yahuwah, and thy blessing is upon thy people. And he says, Selah. All right. So then, the word smitten is enemies on the cheekbone. Okay, is naka is a Hebrew word there, and is non cap and hey. And this meaning that to strike, you can be strike lightly or severely, okay? or to beat, or or to cast forth, or go forward, or straighten, or smite, or like a murderer, to punish or to be stricken, right? Yeah, so he has smitten him. You see, we have Yahuwah on our side, my brothers and my sisters, and he is the one who's going to do all of that. He's the one who is going to do all of that. All right, my time is gone, and so I got to come back. And so this is going to be part 3 in a morning prayer, okay? We want you to be a blessing to someone today and walk with the King. Shalom.